The Flower Ornament Scripture, Book 33, Inconceivable Qualities of Buddhas. At that time, there were in the assembly enlightened beings who were thinking, how are the Buddha's lands inconceivable? How are the Buddha's original vows inconceivable? How are the families of Buddhas inconceivable? How are the manifestations of Buddhas inconceivable? How are the bodies of Buddhas inconceivable? How are the voices of Buddhas inconceivable? How are the knowledge and wisdom of Buddhas inconceivable? How are the freedoms of Buddhas inconceivable? How is the non-obstruction of Buddhas inconceivable? How is the liberation of Buddhas inconceivable? The Buddha, knowing what the enlightening beings were thinking, used the support of spiritual power, the embrace of knowledge, the radiance of light, and the fulfillment of occult force to cause the enlightening being Blue Lotus Blossom, Trove, to abide in the non-hesitation of Buddhas, enter the reality realm of Buddhas, acquire the mystic power and psychic freedom of Buddhas, attain the unimpeded, immensely broad insight of Buddhas, know the succession of all lineages of Buddhas, and abide by the untold means of Buddha's teachings. Thereupon that enlightening being was able to commune with the unobstructed realm of reality, thus was able calmly to sustain profound practice free from impediments, thus was able to fulfill the great vow of universal good, thus was able to know and perceive all aspects of Buddhahood. With great compassion he observed sentient beings, wishing to cause them to be pure and diligent in self-cultivation, to accept and apply all the principles of enlightening beings. In a single mental instant he produced enlightened knowledge and understood all the inexhaustible means of knowledge, his mnemonic command and intellectual powers complete. By the power of Buddha he said to the enlightened being Lotus Blossom Calyx, the Buddhas, world-honored ones, have innumerable abodes, the abode of eternity, the abode of great compassion, the abode of various bodies performing Buddha work, the abode of equanimously turning the wheel of the pure teaching, the abode of explaining innumerable principles by means of analytic knowledge, the abode of the inconceivable qualities of all Buddhas, the abode of the sound of purity pervading infinite lands, the abode of the inexpressibly profound realm of reality, the abode of manifesting all supreme spiritual powers, and are able to reveal the ultimate truth that has no barrier. The Buddhas have 10 things that pervade the infinite cosmos. What are these 10? All Buddhas have unbounded bodies, with pure forms, entering into all states of being without defilement or attachment. All Buddhas have unbounded, unobstructed eyes that can clearly see all things. All Buddhas have unbounded, unobstructed ears that can understand all sounds and utterances. All Buddhas have unbounded, unobstructed noses that can reach the other shore of freedom of the Buddhas. All Buddhas have universal tongues that utter sublime sounds pervading the cosmos. All Buddhas have unbounded bodies that appear to sentient beings in accord with their minds. All Buddhas have unbounded minds that dwell on the unobstructed, impartial body of reality. All Buddhas have unbounded, unobstructed liberation, manifesting inexhaustible great spiritual powers. All Buddhas have unbounded pure worlds, manifesting Buddha lands according to the pleasures of sentient beings, replete with infinite adornments, yet without giving rise to any obsession or attachment to them. All Buddhas have unbounded practical undertakings of enlightening beings, having complete knowledge, spiritual freedom, and ability to master all elements of Buddhahood. These are the 10 phenomena of Buddhahood that pervade the cosmos without bound, which are in the perfectly enlightened ones. The Buddhas have 10 kinds of instantly creative knowledge. What are these 10? All Buddhas can, in a single instant, appear to descend from heaven in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest birth as enlightening beings in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest renunciation of the mundane and study of the way to liberation in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest attainment of true enlightenment under enlightenment trees in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest turning the wheel of the teaching in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest education of sentient beings and service of the enlightened in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest untold variety of Buddha bodies in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest all kinds of adornments in infinite worlds, innumerable adornments, the freedoms of the enlightened, and the treasury of omniscience. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest countless pure beings in infinite worlds. All Buddhas can, in a single instant, manifest the Buddhas of past, present, and future in infinite worlds, with various faculties and characters, various energies, and various practical understandings, attaining true enlightenment in the past, present, and future. The Buddhas have 10 kinds of proper timing. What are these 10? All Buddhas develop and mature those with affinity at the appropriate time. All Buddhas give enlightening beings instructions for the future at the proper time. All Buddhas show spiritual powers in accord with sentient beings' minds at the proper time. All Buddhas show Buddha bodies in accord with sentient beings' understandings at the proper time. All Buddhas persist in great relinquishment at the proper time. All Buddhas go into inhabited places at the appropriate time. All Buddhas receive the pure and faithful at the proper time. All Buddhas tame evil sentient beings at the appropriate time. All Buddhas reveal the inconceivable occult powers of the enlightened at the proper time. The Buddhas have 10 peerless, inconceivable realms. What are they? All Buddhas, once sitting, pervade infinite worlds in the 10 directions. All Buddhas, uttering one logical statement, can express all Buddha teachings. All Buddhas, emanating one light, can illumine all worlds. All Buddhas in one body can manifest all bodies. All Buddhas can show all worlds in one place. All Buddhas can ascertain all things within one knowledge, without any impediment. All Buddhas can travel to all worlds in the 10 directions in a single moment of thought. All Buddhas can manifest the infinite spiritual powers of the enlightened in a single instant. All Buddhas can focus on all the Buddhas and sentient beings of past, present, and future in a single instant without confusion of mind. All Buddhas are in one instant essentially the same as all Buddhas of past, future, and present. The Buddhas can produce 10 kinds of knowledge. What are they? All Buddhas know all things have no aim. Yet they can produce knowledge of dedicated undertaking. All Buddhas know all things have no body, yet they can produce knowledge of pure bodies. All Buddhas know all things are fundamentally non-dual, yet they can produce knowledge capable of awareness and understanding. All Buddhas know all things have no self and no being, yet they can produce knowledge to civilize beings. All Buddhas know all things fundamentally have no marks, yet they can produce knowledge of all marks. All Buddhas know all worlds have no becoming or decay, yet they can produce knowledge of becoming and decay. All Buddhas know all things have no creation, yet they can produce knowledge of the effects of action. All Buddhas know all things have no verbal explanation, yet they can produce knowledge of verbal explanation. All Buddhas know all things have no defilement or purity, yet they can produce knowledge of defilement and purity. All Buddhas know all things have no birth or extinction, yet they can produce knowledge of birth and extinction. The Buddhas have 10 kinds of ways of entry into universality. What are they? All Buddhas have immaculate bodies that penetrate past, present, and future. All Buddhas are endowed with 3 kinds of mastery, of diagnosis, prescription, and occult powers, by which they edify beings everywhere. All Buddhas are endowed with mnemonic powers, able to receive and hold all Buddha teachings. All Buddhas are endowed with 4 special knowledges, of principles, meanings, expressions, and elocution, and operate all cycles of pure teaching everywhere. All Buddhas have impartial great compassion, and never abandon all sentient beings. All Buddhas have profound meditation, concentration, and always observe all sentient beings everywhere. All Buddhas have roots of goodness beneficial to others and civilize sentient beings unceasingly. All Buddhas have unobstructed minds, able to abide calmly in all universes. All Buddhas have unimpeded spiritual powers, and are able to manifest the Buddhas of past, present, and future in one instant. All Buddhas have unobstructed intellect, in a single instant defining sets of ages of past, present, and future. Buddhas have 10 great qualities that are hard to believe in. What are they? All Buddhas can destroy all demons. All Buddhas can overcome all false teachers. All Buddhas can tame all sentient beings and make them all happy. All Buddhas can go to all worlds and guide the myriad types of beings there. All Buddhas can knowingly experience the most profound realm of reality. All Buddhas can, by means of a non-dual body, manifest various bodies, filling the world. All Buddhas can, with pure voices, produce the special knowledges of principle, meaning, expression, and elocution, and expound truths endlessly, to the unfailing benefit of those who accept. All Buddhas can manifest Buddhas as numerous as atoms in all worlds in a single pour, without end. All Buddhas can manifest in a single atom as many lands as atoms in all worlds, replete with all kinds of fine adornments, and continuously turn the wheel of the sublime teaching therein for the edification of sentient beings. Yet the atom is not enlarged, and the worlds are not small. They always abide in the realm of reality by realizational knowledge. All Buddhas arrive at the pure realm of reality, shatter the darkness of ignorance of the world by means of the light of knowledge, cause all to gain understanding of the Buddha teachings, follow the enlightened, and dwell in the 10 powers. The Buddhas have 10 kinds of great virtue that are impeccably pure. What are they? All Buddhas are endowed with great spiritual power, impeccably pure. All Buddhas are born in the families of the enlightened ones of past, present, and future, of people harmonious and good, impeccably pure. All Buddhas' minds are free from obsession forever, impeccably pure. All Buddhas are free from attachment to anything in the past, present, or future, impeccably pure. All Buddhas know all kinds of natures are one nature, coming from nowhere, impeccably pure. All Buddhas' virtues, past, present, and future, are inexhaustible, equal to the cosmos, impeccably pure. All Buddhas' boundless physical forms pervade all lands of the 10 directions, teaching all sentient beings at the appropriate times with impeccable purity. All Buddhas acquire the fourfold fearlessness, are freed from all fears, and roar the great lion's roar among the masses, clearly discerning all things, impeccably pure. All the Buddhas enter final nirvana in untold ages, and when sentient beings hear their names, they gain immeasurable benefit, same as if the Buddhas were presently existing, impeccably pure. All Buddhas, though in untold, distant worlds, can be seen by sentient beings who correctly meditate on them single-mindedly, impeccably pure. The Buddhas have 10 kinds of ultimate purity. What are they? All Buddhas' past great vows are ultimately pure. The religious conduct maintained by all Buddhas is ultimately pure. All Buddhas' separation from the confusions of worldly beings is ultimately pure. All Buddhas' adorned lands are ultimately pure. All Buddhas' followings are ultimately pure. All Buddhas' families are ultimately pure. All Buddhas' physical characteristics and refinements are ultimately pure. The non-defilement of the reality body of all Buddhas is ultimately pure. All Buddhas' omniscient knowledge, without obstruction, is ultimately pure. All Buddhas' liberation, freedom, accomplishment of their tasks, and arrival at completion are ultimately pure. Buddhas have 10 kinds of Buddha work in all worlds, in all times. What are they? If there are sentient beings who think of them single-mindedly, the Buddhas appear before them. If there are sentient beings whose minds are unruly, they explain the teaching to them. If there are sentient beings able to develop pure faith, they will surely cause them to acquire immeasurable roots of goodness. If there are sentient beings able to enter the ranks of truth, they will appear to testify to it, so that they know all. They teach and influence sentient beings tirelessly. They travel to all Buddha lands, coming and going without impediment. With great compassion, they do not abandon sentient beings. They manifest transfigured emanation bodies, continuing forever. Their exercise of spiritual powers is ceaseless. They abide in the cosmos of reality, able to observe everywhere. Buddhas have 10 kinds of virtues of inexhaustible oceans of knowledge. What are they? The virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of the boundless body of reality of all Buddhas, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of the infinite Buddha works of all Buddhas, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of the sphere of the enlightened eye of all Buddhas, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of the infinite, inconceivable roots of goodness of all Buddhas, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of all Buddhas showering all liberating teachings everywhere, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of all Buddhas extolling the qualities of enlightenment, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of the various undertakings and practices carried out by all Buddhas in the past, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of the eternal performance of Buddha work by all Buddhas, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of all Buddhas comprehending the mental patterns of all sentient beings, the virtue of the inexhaustible ocean of knowledge of the unsurpassable adornments of virtue and knowledge of all Buddhas. Buddhas have 10 kinds of eternal law. What are they? All Buddhas always carry out all the transcendent ways. All Buddhas are always free from confusion in regard to all things. All Buddhas always have universal compassion. All Buddhas always have the 10 powers. All Buddhas always turn the wheel of the teaching. All Buddhas always demonstrate the accomplishment of true awakening for the benefit of sentient beings. All Buddhas always gladly lead all sentient beings. All Buddhas always correctly remember the truth of non-duality. All Buddhas, after having taught sentient beings, always show entry into nirvana without remainder, because the realm of the Buddhas has no bounds. Buddhas have 10 kinds of exposition of the innumerable facets of the teaching of the Buddhas. What are they? All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of the realms of sentient beings. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of the activities of sentient beings. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of effects of acts of sentient beings. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of teaching sentient beings. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of purifying sentient beings. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of vows of enlightening beings. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of practices of enlightening beings. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of the ages of becoming and decay of all worlds. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of enlightening beings devotedly purifying Buddha lands. All Buddhas expound innumerable facets of the successive emergence in each age of the past, present, and future Buddhas in innumerable worlds. All Buddhas expound the ways of knowledge of all Buddhas. Buddhas have 10 kinds of performance of Buddha work for sentient beings. What are they? All Buddhas manifest physical forms to do Buddha work for sentient beings. All Buddhas make subtle utterances to do Buddha work for sentient beings. All Buddhas accept things to do Buddha work for sentient beings. All Buddhas accept nothing to do Buddha work for sentient beings. All Buddhas do Buddha work for sentient beings by means of earth, water, fire, and air. All Buddhas magically show all realms of objects to do Buddha work for sentient beings. All Buddhas do Buddha work for sentient beings by various names and epithets. All Buddhas do Buddha work for sentient beings by means of the realms of objects of Buddha lands. All Buddhas adorn and purify Buddha lands to do Buddha work for sentient beings. All Buddhas do Buddha work for sentient beings silently, without words. Buddhas have 10 kinds of supreme qualities. What are they? All Buddhas' great vows are firm and steadfast and cannot be broken. They do what they say without fail, and there is no duplicity in their words. All Buddhas tirelessly practice the deeds of enlightening beings throughout all future ages, in order to perfect and fulfill all virtues. All Buddhas will go to untold worlds in order to guide a single sentient being, and do the same for all sentient beings endlessly. All Buddhas universally regard both faithful and scornful beings with great compassion impartially, without any discrimination. All Buddhas, from their initial aspiration to their attainment of Buddhahood, never lose the determination for perfect enlightenment. All Buddhas accumulate immeasurable virtues and dedicate them all to omniscience, with never any attachment to the world or its creatures. All Buddhas learn physical, verbal, and mental practices from Buddhas, only carrying out Buddha practice, not the practice of the vehicles of individual liberation, all to be dedicated to omniscience, to attain unexcelled true enlightenment. All Buddhas emanate great light, that light impartially illumining all places, and illuminating all the Buddha's teachings, enabling enlightening beings' minds to become purified and to fulfill universal knowledge. All Buddhas give up worldly pleasures without craving or attachment, and wish that all worldlings would be free from suffering and attain bliss and have no false ideas. All Buddhas, out of compassion for sentient beings, undergo all kinds of hardship, preserving the seed of Buddhahood, course in the sphere of Buddhahood, leave birth and death, and arrive at the stage of the 10 powers. Buddhas remain unhindered in 10 ways. What are they? All Buddhas can travel to all worlds, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas can walk, stand, sit, and recline in all worlds, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas can abide in all worlds, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas can expound the truth in all worlds, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas can abide in the heaven of contentment in all worlds, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas are able to enter all the pasts, present, and futures of the cosmos, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas are able to sit at all enlightenment sites in the cosmos, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas are able to observe the mental patterns of all sentient beings in each moment of thought, and use their powers of diagnosis, prescription, and occult effects to teach and tune them, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas are able to sojourn at the places of innumerable Buddhas with one body, and in all places, benefiting living beings, remaining unhindered. All Buddhas are able to expound true teachings spoken by infinite Buddhas, remaining unhindered. Buddhas have 10 kinds of supreme adornment. What are they? All Buddhas have all the marks and refinements of greatness. This is the first, Buddha's supreme physical adornment. All Buddhas have 60 kinds of vocal sound, each with 500 elements, each element with countless hundreds of thousands of pure, clear tones adorning it, and they are able, in the midst of all groups in the cosmos, without any qualms or fears, to roar the great lion's roar, expounding the meaning of the extremely profound teaching of the enlightened, so that all who hear are delighted and are edified according to their faculties and inclinations. This is the second, Buddha's supreme adornment of speech. All Buddhas are endowed with the 10 powers, the great concentrations, and the 18 unique qualities, adorning their mental activity. In their sphere of operation, they comprehend and master all enlightening principles without obstruction, and all attain the adornments of the all-inclusive cosmos of reality as their adornment. They are able to clearly perceive in a single instant the mental patterns, past, present, and future, each different, of the beings of the cosmos. This is the third, the supreme mental adornment of Buddhas. All Buddhas are able to emanate countless beams of light, each beam of light accompanied by untold webs of light, illumining all Buddha lands, destroying the darkness in all worlds, revealing the emergence of innumerable Buddhas, their bodies equal, all pure, their Buddha works all effective, able to cause sentient beings to reach non-regression. This is the fourth, Buddha's supreme adornment of light. When the Buddhas smile, zillions of rays of light radiate from their faces, each light having innumerable, inconceivably many hues of all kinds, lighting up all the worlds in the 10 directions. Among the masses they utter truthful words, giving innumerable, countless, inconceivably many sentient beings directions for supreme, perfect enlightenment. This is the fifth, Buddha's supreme adornment of a smile, free from the delusion and confusion of the world. All Buddhas have the reality body, pure, unobstructed, with ultimate comprehension of all truths, abiding in the cosmos of reality, without bounds, though being in the world, not getting mixed up in the world, understanding the true nature of the world, acting on transmundane principles beyond the power of speech, transcending the realms of matter and sense. This is the sixth, the Buddha's supreme adornment of the reality body. All Buddhas have infinite, constant, subtle lights with untold colors of all kinds adorning them, forming a treasury of light, producing infinite orbs of light, illuminating the 10 directions without obstruction. This is the seventh, Buddha's supreme adornment of constant, subtle light. All Buddhas have boundless sublime forms, delightful sublime forms, pure sublime forms that appear in accordance with the mind, forms that outshine all in the realms of desire, form, and formlessness, unexcelled sublime forms arriving at the other shore. This is the eighth, Buddha's supreme adornment of sublime forms. All Buddhas are born in the family of the Buddhas of past, present, and future, accumulate myriad treasures of virtue, ultimately pure, without fault, impeccable, being adorned by the most pure, refined acts among all things, fully accomplishing total knowledge and character beyond reproach. This is the ninth, Buddha's supreme adornment of human character. All Buddhas array themselves with the power of great compassion, ultimately pure, without any cravings, their physical actions forever at rest, their minds well liberated, so that none tire of seeing them, saving all worldly beings, the foremost fields of blessing, the most worthy recipients, mercifully helping all sentient beings to develop stores of unlimited virtue and knowledge. This is the 10th, Buddha's supreme adornment of the qualities of great kindness and compassion. Buddhas have 10 kinds of mastery. What are they? All Buddhas have command of all the teachings, clearly comprehend all kinds of bodies of expression and nuance, and explain all things with unhindered intellect. This is the first mastery of Buddhas. All Buddhas teach sentient beings without ever missing the appropriate timing, endlessly explaining the right teaching to them in accord with their states of mind, causing them all to become receptive to truth. This is the second mastery of Buddhas. All Buddhas are able to cause all worlds throughout space, arrayed in countless different ways, to quake in 6 ways, causing those worlds to rise or fall, to expand or contract, to combine or dissolve, without ever harming a single living being, the creatures in those worlds being unaware, not cognizant of this happening, not even suspecting it. This is the third mastery of Buddhas. All Buddhas are able to beautify and purify all worlds by means of spiritual powers, in the space of an instant, manifesting the adornments of all worlds, these adornments beyond recounting even in countless eons, all free from defilement, incomparably pure. All the adornments and purities of all Buddha fields they cause to equally enter one field. This is the fourth mastery of Buddhas. All Buddhas, seeing a single sentient being capable of being taught, extend their lives indefinitely for that being, sitting without fatigue of body or mind, concentrating single-mindedly on that being, without ever becoming heedless or forgetful, guiding that being by appropriate means, with appropriate timing, and also do the same for all living beings as they do for one. This is the fifth mastery of Buddhas. All Buddhas can go to all worlds, to the realms of action for all enlightened ones, without ever leaving behind any phenomenal realms, the 10 directions, each different, there being in each direction incalculable oceans of worlds, there being in each ocean of worlds incalculable world systems. By spiritual powers, Buddhas reach all of them in a single instant, and turn the wheel of the unobstructed pure teaching. This is the sixth mastery of Buddhas. All Buddhas, in order to civilize all sentient beings, attain unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment in each mental instant. Yet, in regard to all elements of Buddhahood, they have not already cognized them, do not cognize them, and are not yet to cognize them, and also do not dwell in the stage of learning. Yet they know them all, see them all, mastering them without hindrance. With immeasurable knowledge and freedom, they teach and tame all sentient beings. This is Buddha's seventh mastery. All Buddhas can do the Buddha work of the ears with their eyes, can do the Buddha work of the nose with the ears, can do the Buddha work of the tongue with the nose, can do the Buddha work of the body with the tongue, can do the Buddha work of the mind with the body, and with the mind can sojourn in all kinds of realms, mundane and transcendental, in all worlds, able to perform immeasurable great Buddha works in each realm. This is Buddha's eighth mastery. All Buddhas can contain all sentient beings in each pore of their bodies, each sentient being's body equal to untold Buddha lands. Yet there is no crowding. Each sentient being can pass countless worlds with every step and go on for countless eons, seeing all the Buddhas emerging in the world and edifying beings, turning the wheel of the pure teaching, showing untold phenomena of past, future, and present, the embodiments of sentient beings in various realms of existence throughout space, their comings and goings and deportment, their needs all fully supplied, yet without any obstruction therein. This is Buddha's ninth mastery. All Buddhas in the space of an instant manifest as many Buddhas as atoms in all worlds, each Buddha attaining enlightenment in all universes. Sitting on a lotus lion throne in a world of vast arrays of exquisite lotus blossoms, showing the miraculous powers of Buddhas, and as in the world of vast arrays of exquisite lotus blossoms, so in untold worlds in all universes, variously arrayed, with various realms of objects, various shapes and forms, various manifestations, various numbers of ages, and as in one instant, so in each instant of immeasurable, boundless, incalculable eons, all appearing in one instant, with infinite abodes in one instant, yet without using the slightest power of expedient means. This is Buddha's 10th mastery. Buddhas have 10 kinds of measureless, inconceivable ways of fulfillment of Buddhahood. What are they? The pure features of all Buddhas each contain 100 blessings. All Buddhas accomplish all Buddha teachings. All Buddhas perfect all roots of goodness. All Buddhas perfect all virtuous qualities. All Buddhas can teach all sentient beings. All Buddhas can be leaders of sentient beings. All Buddhas perfect pure Buddha lands. All Buddhas achieve omniscient knowledge. All Buddhas develop the physical marks and refinements of greatness. All who see them benefit. This effort is not in vain. All Buddhas are imbued with the impartial reality of enlightened ones. All Buddhas, after having done their Buddha work, manifest entry into nirvana. Buddhas have 10 kinds of skill in means. What are they? All Buddhas know all things are beyond idle philosophizing, yet can demonstrate the roots of goodness of all Buddhas. All Buddhas know all things have no vision and are unknown to each other, have no bondage or release, no reception or assembly, and no consummation, and independently ultimately reach the other shore. Meanwhile, they know the true reality of all things is unvarying, not different, and they attain freedom selflessly, without grasping, not destroying ultimate truth. Having already reached the state of great freedom, they always observe all realms of reality. All Buddhas are forever aloof from all appearances. Their minds do not dwell on anything, yet they know all appearances without confusion or error. While they know all appearances have no intrinsic nature of their own, yet they are able to perceive them all in accord with their essence, and also manifest the infinite appearances of the various adornments of innumerable physical bodies and pure Buddha lands, gather lamps of knowledge and wisdom, and destroy the delusions of sentient beings. All Buddhas abide in the realm of reality. They do not dwell in the past, future, or present, because in thusness as such there are no marks of the three time frames of past, future, or present. Yet they can speak about the emergence in the world of the innumerable Buddhas of past, future, and present, causing those who hear to see the realms of all the Buddhas. All the Buddhas, in their physical, verbal, and mental actions, do not create anything, have no coming or going, and no abiding. Beyond all categories, they reach the other shore of all things, yet are treasuries of all truths, imbued with immeasurable knowledge, comprehending all kinds of mundane and transmundane things, their knowledge and wisdom unhindered, manifesting immeasurable autonomous spiritual powers, edifying the sentient beings of all realms. All Buddhas know that all things cannot be seen, are neither one nor different, are neither finite nor infinite, are not coming or going, all being without inherent nature of their own, yet they do not contravene the phenomena of the world. The all-knowers see all things in the midst of non-existence of own being or inherent nature. Being independent of things, they extensively explain things while always abiding steadily in the real nature of true thusness. All Buddhas know all times in one time. Endowed with pure virtues, they enter the absolute state, yet without any attachment to it. In regard to time frames such as day, month, year, eon, becoming, and decomposition, they neither remain within them nor abandon them, yet they are able to show day or night, beginning, middle, and end, one day, 1 week, a fortnight, a month, a year, a century, an eon, many eons, inconceivable eons, inexpressible eons, as far as all the eons throughout the future, always turning the wheel of the sublime teaching for the sake of sentient beings, without interruption, without retreating, without pause. All Buddhas always remain in the realm of reality, develop the infinite fearlessness of the Buddhas, as well as their countless, measureless, inexhaustible, ceaseless, boundless, unique, endless, and true intellectual powers, appropriately demonstrating explanation of all expressions and explanation of all principles, delivering untold millions of discourses, using various doctrines adapted to faculties and natures, inclinations and understandings, all ultimately good in the beginning, the middle, and the end. All Buddhas abiding in the pure realm of reality know all things originally have no names, there being no name of past, present, or future, no name of sentient beings, no name of inanimate beings, no name of country or land, no name of non-country, no name of law or non-law, no name of virtue or non-virtue, no name of enlightening being, no name of Buddha, no names of sets, no names of non-sets, no name of birth, no name of extinction, no name of existence, no name of non-existence, no name of unity, no name of variety, because the essential nature of things is inexpressible. All things are without location or position, cannot be explained as assembling or dispersing, as one or as many. No verbalization can reach them. All words fail. Though the Buddhas speak in various ways according to conventional usage, they do not cling to anything as mental objects, do not make anything up, and avoid all false conceptual attachments. In this way, they ultimately reach the other shore. All Buddhas know the fundamental nature of all things is null. Because it has no birth, it is not form. Because it has no manifestation, it is not sensation. Because it has no names or categories, it is not conception. Because it has no action, it is not conditioning. Because it has no grasping, it is not consciousness. Because it has no access, it is not sense mediums. Because it apprehends nothing, it is not sense elements. Yet it does not destroy things, because the original nature has no origination, is like space. All phenomena are empty and quiescent. There is no action or effect, no cultivation, no accomplishment, no production. They are not in sets, yet not out of order, not existent or non-existent, not born or annihilated, not defiled or pure, not entering or existing, not abiding, not transitory, not edifying, not unedifying, not beings, not beings, not living, not lifeless, not caused, not causeless. While knowing this, the Buddhas know all sentient beings, whether they are rightly stabilized, wrongly stabilized, or not stabilized, and teach them the subtle truth to enable them to reach the other shore, attain the 10 powers and 4 fearlessnesses, be able to roar the lion's roar, be imbued with universal knowledge, and abide in the realm of Buddhahood. These are the 10 kinds of skill in means achieved by Buddhas. Buddhas have 10 kinds of great Buddha work: immeasurable, boundless, inconceivable, unknowable to all celestial and human worldlings, unknowable even to the past, future, and present Buddhist disciples and self-enlightened ones, except by the spiritual power of the Buddhas. What are they? All Buddhas appear to be born in the heavens of contentment in all worlds throughout the cosmos, carry out enlightening practices, and perform great Buddha works in the spheres of operation of infinite forms, infinite powers, infinite lights, infinite sounds, infinite verbal expressions, infinite concentrations, and infinite knowledge, taking in all humans, celestials, demons, monks, priests, titans, and so on, their great kindness uninhibited, their great compassion ultimate, impartially aiding and benefiting all living beings, enabling them to be born in heaven or in the human realm, or purifying their senses, or tuning their minds, sometimes explaining 3 different vehicles of salvation for them, sometimes explaining the complete, full, unitary vehicle for them, saving and liberating all, enabling them to get out of birth and death. This is the first great Buddha work. All Buddhas descend spiritually from the heaven of contentment into the mother's womb. By means of ultimate concentration, they observe the phenomenon of taking on life as like an illusion, like a phantom, like a reflection, like space, like a mirage, and they take on life however they wish, without bound, without hindrance. Entering the state of non-contention, they develop knowledge without attachment, free from desire, clear and pure. They develop a vast treasury of wondrous adornments, take on their final embodiment, live in a great jewel-adorned mansion, and perform Buddha work. They may do Buddha work by spiritual powers, or by right recollection, or by showing miracles, or by manifesting the sum of knowledge, or by revealing the enormous spheres of Buddhahood, or by showing the immeasurable lights of the Buddhas, or by entering countless great concentrations, or by manifesting emergence from concentration. The Buddhas at that time in the mother's womb, wishing to benefit all worldlings, show all kinds of appearances to do Buddha work. They may appear to be born, or appear as children, or appear as princes, or appear as leaving home, or they may show the appearance of attaining true enlightenment, or show the appearance of turning the wheel of the teaching, or show the appearance of entering final extinction. In this way, all of them, by various means, perform Buddha work in all regions, all networks, all circles, all systems, in all worlds. This is the second great Buddha work. All good works of all Buddhas are already pure, and their knowledge of all life is clear and immaculate. So, by birth, they lead and guide the deluded, causing them to open up in understanding and practice all that is good. For the sake of sentient beings, they appear to be born in a royal palace. All Buddhas have already abandoned all materialistic desires for palaces and pleasure. They have no craving or obsession, and always reflect upon the emptiness and essencelessness of all existence, that all comforts and delights are not truly real. Keeping the pure precepts of Buddhas, ultimately fulfilling them, observing the palace ladies and attendants, they develop great compassion. Observing that all sentient beings are unreal, they develop great kindness. Observing that there is nothing enjoyable in the world, they develop great joy. Their minds gaining freedom in the midst of all things, they develop great relinquishment. Imbued with the qualities of Buddhahood, they manifest birth in the phenomenal realm, their physical features perfect, their associates pure, yet they have no attachment to anything. With voices adapting to types, they explain the truth to the masses, causing them to become disillusioned with worldly things. They point out to them the results of what they are doing. Also, they use expedient means to teach in accord with needs, causing the immature to develop maturity, causing the mature to attain liberation, doing Buddha work for them to cause them not to regress. Also, by virtue of a heart of universal love and compassion, they continually explain all kinds of principles to sentient beings, and also manifest the powers of diagnosis, prescription, and occult influence for them, to enable them to awaken and attain purity of mind.